Yo, what's up guys? Teacher Pullup here, and today we're reacting to this video that is a request from Whiplash. Whiplash says, a Swede's impression of São Paulo. I thought it would be an interesting concept for you to comment on this video since you have inside information. The video is a bit slow, so I thought we could probably split it into parts. Well, let's see. This is a video about São Paulo, Brazil. So fala Brasil, beleza? Let's check this out. This is from a channel called Nordic Investor. Okay, let's go. Guys, I lived in São Paulo for 8 years of my life, so as an adult. So I kind of know quite a few things from the biggest city or the financial capital of Brazil.
São Paulo. So in my opinion,
not to mention I was born there, but you know.
São Paulo. So in my opinion, it's the best and also the worst city in Brazil. So in this video, I'm going to explain why. So let's start.
The best because it's financial. It's financial capital of Brazil. It is let's say it's New York of South America. The bad side is violence, weather, you know, but okay, the traffic.
With the positives. So São Paulo is a massive city. It's got over 12 million inhabitants. And if you look at Greater São Paulo, it's got over...
Let that sink in. São Paulo has 12 million inhabitants. That is more than Sweden. No, yeah, that's more than Sweden. And that is more than Norway and Denmark combined. Sweden itself, yeah. Norway and Denmark combined. That's crazy, isn't it?
20 million inhabitants. Just to put that, Greater São Paulo, it's got over 20 million inhabitants.
So at first, just so you guys know, São Paulo is the name of the city and the state, okay? So the state of São Paulo has 20 million, which is the size of Scandinavia, I would say, right? And São Paulo city, 12 million, which is more than these two countries combined, which I mentioned, which is absolutely insane. It's crazy. And look at how many medium rises. We don't have a lot of skyscrapers in São Paulo, but we have medium rises. And from what I understand, it is the city with the most medium rise buildings in the world. It has more or less, I think, 250,000 of these buildings.
Just to put that into perspective, so Sweden, I'm Swedish, so Sweden has a population of just over 10 million. So Greater Sao Paulo has twice the population of the whole of Sweden. I mean, it's just crazy how big Sao Paulo is.
Indeed,
but even though it's such a big city, I still think it has a certain beauty to it. Now, it's not like Rio de Janeiro or Florianopolis or Fortaleza.
Wow. Florianopolis. Florianopolis is the capital of Santa Catarina, where my wife was born. So look at that. That is I would say, the most beautiful beach city in Brazil. I mean, there are competitions, but it's beautiful. If you want beach, well, of course you have Rio, but you also have the north and the northeast. Yeah, it's hard to say, but it's beautiful. But look at how many buildings. So if you think Brazil is kind of like, oh, you know, undeveloped country, nah, think again, man. Think again. This is a second New York. Look at that. That looks like Manhattan.
There's where it's right next to the coast and it's got lovely beaches. No, Sao Paulo is situated away from the coast, and you'll have to drive for 2 or 3 hours to get some nice beaches in the northeast part of the state of Sao Paulo.
But we still have
so if you're after a city that has lots of beautiful beaches and mountains surrounding the city, then you'd choose Florianopolis, Fortaleza, Rio de Janeiro instead. But saying that, Sao Paulo still has a lot of beauty. So first of all, it's quite a green city. It's got lots of parks.
Oh,
so the biggest park in São Paulo is called Ibirapuera. So this is a very big park. It's over 158 hectares. And
you can say hi to the capybaras.
Got a big lake. And it's full of paths for cycling and running, and also has playgrounds and museums and exhibition halls as well. So this is a very nice park. It's one of my favorites in Sao Paulo, that's for sure. And then another very nice area is the Botanic Gardens of Sao Paulo. So this is also very big. It's 143 hectares, full of nature, and it's also got some big greenhouses as well, which I found very impressive. Another good thing about the Botanic Gardens is that right next to it, you've got the Sao Paulo Zoo as well. So when I went there with my wife and daughter, we went to both places, and it was a really nice trip. That's not the only reason why I think Sao Paulo is a beautiful city. It also is full
Oh,
of...
come on. Beautiful might not be the best word. São Paulo is beautiful at night, okay? But during the day, it is gray. It is as beautiful as London, you know. You can't say the word beautiful. Of course, if you're looking at the green sides, yeah, fine, it's beautiful. And they have beautiful stuff. But come on. Nobody in Brazil thinks São Paulo is beautiful because we have such high standards of what beauty is because of the rest of the city. I mean, the rest of the country. But yeah, if you're talking about a metropolis at night, yeah, São Paulo is beautiful.
art. So there's a lot of graffiti and also drawings on lots of art. So there's a lot of... Sao Paulo is a beautiful city. It also is full of art.
100%.
So there's a lot of graffiti and also drawings on lots of big buildings in Sao Paulo, which is very nice. And one of the places where you can see a lot of the street art is the neighborhood of Villa Madalena. And there you got a place called Beco do Batman. And that's just an area just...
Beco kind of means like a... How can I explain Beco? Well, it's kind of like a corner. Let's say it's a corner or kind of like, you know, those straight corridors that you go into to get to another place, kind of like a shortcut, kind of like that. And I hope he shows other sides of São Paulo as well, like the cultural sides, because we have the biggest Japanese community. And I hope he shows it, because in São Paulo, you can find, in São Paulo city, not even the state, the São Paulo city, you can find places like this. You can find metropolis. You can find slums, obviously. You can find it's very diverse. You can find Japanese community. You can find European structure also. I hope he shows you know, parts of the middle of the central São Paulo, because you will see that
full of graffiti and street art. And it's really cool. And in the city also you've got lots of art museums, exhibition galleries.
Nice.
One of the most famous is the Museu de Arte de São Paulo. It's the art museum of São Paulo. And then also you've got the Farol de Santander. And both of these have big exhibitions of art, and it's definitely worth visiting. And also the
yeah, you have some that are in the metro also. Like you stop in a different metro station, for example, and you can see these artworks as well.
Architecture of many of the buildings in Sao Paulo as well, I think are really cool. So you've got some old buildings, you've got the big cathedral, Catedral de Sé, and also another nice old building is Museu de Ipiranga. But then contrasting that, you've got lots of new buildings as well. So if you go to, for example, a street called Faria Lima, so that's a very wealthy commercial financial district.
It's like the... Is it Oxford Street? I don't know. What's the parallel to Oxford Street? Bond Street. Yeah, it's kind of like our Bond Street.
And there you got lots of modern high-rise buildings, and I think some of these buildings are pretty interesting.
Wall Street,
okay, so
maybe?
Another positive thing about Sao Paulo is that you can find nearly everything here in Sao Paulo. So I'm talking about shopping, restaurants, bars. I mean, Sao Paulo has this in droves. So if you want luxury exclusive stores, you can find that in Sao Paulo. So there's a road called Oscar Freire.
Yeah.
There's loads of stores.
If you go to Oscar Freire, you must have a lot of money.
So there's a road called Oscar Freire. There's loads of stores selling exclusive brands. And then obviously there's lots of shopping malls as well.
Wow,
so there's a big shopping mall to me in Faria Lima, for example. And then another fairly exclusive shopping mall called Shopping Cidade Jardim as well.
Can you find Brunost? I don't know, because I didn't know anything about Brunost before when I was there. But you know, I can ask my mother-in-law, you know, if she can find it there.
But Sao Paulo doesn't just have shops for expensive brands. So if you're after something specific, the chances are Sao Paulo has a store selling it. So my wife likes to collect crystals and stones. And so when we went to Sao Paulo, we went to this really big crystal and stone
Telling you,
store
it has everything.
called Le Gip. And there they sell every type of stone and crystal that you could ever imagine. So yeah, you can find most things in Sao Paulo, and it's very good for shopping. But it's also great for restaurants and bars.
Oh my gosh, don't talk about
So
the
you've got
food.
restaurants serving nearly every type of cuisine you could think of. And some areas that have really good restaurants are Villa Madalena and also Rua Augusta. So they can...
O rapaz foi pra Rua Augusta comer. Que? Inside joke, guys. So he went to Augusta, which is known for a few things that you can almost kind of like a red light district, almost kind of, but it's kind of like half of the street is safe and the other half is like there's a lot of people on the streets soliciting, you know what I'm saying?
Restaurants are Villa Madalena and also Rua Augusta. So there you can find some really nice and cool restaurants. And a restaurant that I really like is Italy. So this is close to Faria Lima, which I mentioned earlier. And there they serve some really good
He's going to the
Italian
expensive
food.
places.
There's even a Swedish restaurant in Sao Paulo,
See?
which I haven't seen in any other city here in Brazil. So it's always nice to go there and have some traditional Swedish food.
Hi,
Another good
Whiplash.
thing about Sao Paulo is that it's full of different cultures.
There we go.
Sao Paulo is full of people who are descendants from Portuguese immigrants, Italian, Asian, and many other countries as well.
Dude, I don't want to say anything and I don't want to be mean, but dang. That first guy.
These immigrants, Italian, Asian, and many other countries as well. So just to give you a few examples, Sao Paulo has the biggest Japanese community
There we go.
outside of Japan. And a large part of this community is in the neighborhood
Liberdade.
of Liberdade.
Liberty.
So it's a really nice area full of Japanese restaurants, supermarkets, and stores. But it's not just Japanese, there's also Korean and Chinese as well. So it's a real Asian mix in that neighborhood. And Sao Paulo
Yeah,
also
I guess
has
it's
a
our
big-
it's our Soho, I would say. It's kind of like Chinatown. It's not really Chinatown or Koreatown, it's actually Japantown. But yeah, obviously you have different mixes as well.
Italian community, and they estimate about 6 million people in Sao Paulo are descendants from Italian immigrants. And there's even a
Wow.
couple of Swedes in the city as
Does
well.
this remind you of something? You'd think you're in New York, wouldn't you? You'd think you're in New York right now, wouldn't you? I saw an exact building like that in New York.
Well, and then finally, another positive about Sao Paulo is that it's a very wealthy city. So Sao
Very.
Paulo is the financial and economic capital.
This is Avenida Paulista. This is where I used to work. And in fact, I actually did my music video here. It's the road where all the companies are, actually. And I saw statistics that São Paulo generates 1 millionaire per day. And this was like 10 years ago that I saw this. Maybe it changed now. Maybe we have 2 millionaires a day. But that's crazy, you know.
City. So Sao Paulo is the financial and economic capital of Brazil. So it's got a very strong economy based on finance, manufacturing, technology, and services. So the city has lots of big national and also multinational companies based there, and this creates a very strong jobs market. So lots of people move to Sao Paulo because the job opportunities are very good here compared to other cities in Brazil.
Did you guys know São Paulo was like this or no?
With Sao Paulo having a strong economy, that generates a lot of wealth for the local government, and they can use this money to invest in infrastructure in the city. So certain parts of the infrastructure of Sao Paulo work very well. So for example, the underground or subway in Sao Paulo. So Sao Paulo has a very big subway or underground system, which is relatively modern and clean, and they even have air conditioning in the trains, which I know that some cities in Europe don't even have.
Okay.
So I mean, if you use the underground in London, for example, in summertime, it can be completely unbearable because they are practically.
I thought he was implying that we don't have air conditioning in, guys. I'm laughing and coughing at the same time. I'm sorry, I am sick. It sounds like I'm barking. I don't know if it goes through the microphone.
None of the trains have air conditioning. It's awful. So I was very impressed by the subway in Sao Paulo. Also, Sao Paulo
Better than New York.
A very big airport called Guarulhos, and they've just extended it and created a new terminal, which looks very nice. And now they're updating the old terminals as well. So it's lots of investment there. But also in terms of policing, you can see that the city invests a fair bit in that. Because when I was walking around Sao Paulo, I was constantly seeing police, which gave me a good sense of safety. But there are also lots of challenges with the infrastructure in Sao Paulo.
When you see police, armed police in the streets, do you feel safer or do you feel, like it's more dangerous? Because if if there's a need to have police in the middle of the street like that, it means that it's a dangerous area, right?
And I'll get to that when I start talking about the negative points.
Yes.
So I don't think that everything's great with the city. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the negative points of Sao Paulo.
Should we do this in two parts, guys? Should we do only the good things and then only the bad things? I feel like the bad things video is going to blow up because people love criticism and they love defending their country. But what do you guys think? Should we do a second part, one with only the good things and another with only the bad things? Or should we keep going? What do you guys think?
Start with infrastructure. So like I said, Sao Paulo is a massive city. In the metropolitan area is 20 million, and these 20 million are crammed into this one city, and that causes a lot of problems. And one of them is traffic. So traffic in Sao Paulo can be horrible. So I went to Sao Paulo.
Okay, so we're gonna do this, guys. This was all the good things about São Paulo, okay, which I'm gonna put in the title. Otherwise, this is going to be a super long video. And then we'll do the the negative sides of São Paulo as well. So I guess we're going to end the video here. And I hope you guys enjoyed this first part. Go check out the second part, and we're going to do that. So thank you, Whiplash, for this request. I hope you guys found this interesting and informative. And yeah, if you have any questions about São Paulo, I can tell you I've been there like a lot. See you guys. If you want to watch reactions to full movies, series, concerts, shows, go over to Buy Me a Coffee. And I just want to say one thing before we end this. If everyone and anyone is watching, especially from Brazil, and you guys want to watch a reaction to a full movie from Brazil, we have a wish list where Tropa de Elite, Osso Duro de Rué is over there if you guys want us to react to it and, give my insights and commentary onto that movie, which is one of the biggest films of all time from Brazil. Okay, it is in the wish list. Link is in the pinned comments. And also, if you want me to add anything else, please do let me know and we'll add it to the wish list. Okidoki. Muito obrigado. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you on the next one. Take care for now. Bye-bye. Peace.